Okay, hi everybody, how you doing? So I'm supposed to be on at 7 o'clock, but I thought I'd just jump on the now for there. This is my first one of the year for doing my live streams for last year. Now, last year I was doing it every week, but this time I'm just going to do it every 2 weeks because I'm going to be on ADR radio every week for there. So between my work and hours a day and doing the radio and doing this, I spaced this one out a wee bit for there. This one was one that cropped up. Somebody was asking me between Christmas and New Year, and it's called controlling parents, right? Now, this is no about controlling parents when it comes to kids, by the way. I'm talking about the ages of 17, 18, 19, and away upwards, 30 years of age, 40 years of age, 50 years of age, for there. It's no about kids, this one, because I believe that that parents, when it comes to kids, they're the law, and that's it, simple. But as a parent, the law, when it comes to you being over the age of, say, 16 years of age, or over the age of 18 years of age, whatever way you want to put it, one client says to me, well, as long as they're in my house, they go by my rules, no matter what age they are. You can tell me what you think of that for there. I've just got a wee message here for somebody on YouTube saying, almost 2 hours late, come on. I don't know who they are, but they must have got their time wrong there, by the way. So I'm talking about controlling parents when you're older, right? So this could be mother, could be father, right? So I'm looking for some of your feedback on this for here, because some people, same again, some people gave me a wee list here and said, go and ask that, go and ask that, go and ask that. I wish they would come on, but they're too shy to come on. They don't want to come on. I love doing this for there. My throat's a wee bit upside down because I think I had a wee bit of cold going on the other day there. And that was nasty, but it's not so bad now. Okay, so this mic here. Right. So as I'm saying there, it's not a younger age. This is controlling parents at an older age, right? So I've got some examples here. Do you let your mother and father, right? Do you let your mother and father control your affairs of your life? Your affairs could be anything, right? And buying something, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to break this one down. I'm going to break it down. Now, the one that I've always been asking certain clients is, when it comes to it, is say for talking's sake, right? We'll talk about the guys here, right? And the guy's going out with this lassie, and he likes her a lot, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And let's just say he's 25, 26 years of age, right? We'll go with that for there. Comes into the house, ma or dad decides, don't like her, you shouldn't be with her, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Should you go by what your parents say, or should you tell your parents to bolt? Is this person the love of your life? So what do you think on that one for there? My answer would be, if I really like somebody, right? If I really, really like somebody, then I'm not taking on board what my parents say at all. Even if I'm staying in the house, because I'll go with the rules of the house, no problem, right? But nobody dictates how I run my life. Nobody, especially at that, being with that age, say 25, 26 or upwards, right? For there. Nobody dictates that age. What do you think on that? If a more dad says, no, don't want you to see it again, unacceptable, this and that, blah, 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 for there. I would tell them to bolt. I would tell my parents to bolt. And if I was right into this lassie, then I would just be, no, this is my future. She's great for me, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. What's your views on that one for there? Right, so let's go on a wee bit for there. If you let them control you, if you let your mother or father control you, why? Why do you let them control you? Now, coming back with an answer and saying, but they're my parents, I don't think that's a good enough answer. Why do you let your mother and father control your situation? Now, remember, anybody's just coming on, this is no controlling parents for young ones under 16 years of age. Anybody under 16 years of age, that goes without saying. You've got to this, that goes without saying. I wouldn't even argue that one. Anybody's just come on board now, it's what's getting said when you're an older age for there. And as I say, my answer to that would be no, they would never say. They definitely would never say. But is anybody in that situation where you're letting your mother or father dictate things in your life? They control your job. They control who you see. They control what you buy. Everything. Probably don't you control what you eat. Could we go as far as that? I've never heard that one right enough, but could we go as far as that? Just wait in your comments, or anybody want to send me a wee private mail, you can send me a wee private mail, and I'll not mention your name, and then I can look at it for there and see what the score is. But as I say, quite an interesting subject, and I thought, no, I'm going to make it my first one for coming back for there. So does it cause you stress being controlled? Now, remember, does it cause you stress being controlled by your parent? Parents, does it cause you stress? I reckon anybody that going through that situation, if anybody coming to me in a session, like to talk and things like that for there, and this cropped up, I would be advising the person sitting there, a decent age, whatever, to really take care of their own life, and don't bring their mother and father on board. But here's an interesting one, right? Wait a minute, I've got a wee comment here. Who we got? Oh, it's Declan McLaughlin. All right, Stevie, how you doing, my man? Everything's all good, mate. Everything's all good. We've got Marette here, but Marette's not put nothing on it. Marette, you've not put nothing on it. For there. So what if the parent is controlling to the extent where you need to be controlled? You have to be controlled because you're not very good at financial. You're not very good. Maybe there's a drinking thing going on. Maybe there's a drug thing going on. Do you think that would be fair enough in a situation like that, where no matter what age you are, if they come in and they had to control your life? I think when a situation like that arises, then I think the parents would be 100% correct there. Your views, 100% correct on what that situation would be. I feel as though she's this, he's that, this situation they're in, and blah blah blah, and we have to make a stand on that. I think that's fair enough. I think it's fair enough. But as I say, one of the topics that really crops up by talking to people in the gym, and it's like, if you bring like a boyfriend home or a girlfriend home, and the mother or father turns around and says, no, I don't like him, I don't like her, he or she will not be in my house again, this and that, blah blah blah. Do you stand up to that? Now, here's one for you, right? Here's one for you. Heard this one a lot. I've heard this one a lot, right? Somebody comes in to the house, right? And just say you bring a female in, right? Blah blah blah. And then everything's, they're sitting chatting away to the morning, and everything's going great for there. And then you leave at the end of the night, and then she goes away, you get a wee kiss, cheerio, see you later, man. You're gorgeous, all that pa, right? So then you come back in the house, and the mom and dad turns around and says to you, is she a Catholic or a Protestant? I've heard that a million times, by the way. And they want you, and this is what I've heard, they want you to be with your own kind, right? Now, your own kind could also be Catholic, Protestant, Muslim, Chinese, whatever. It does happen, by the way. And some people are very strict about it. Your views on that one for there. But religion does seem to crop into it. An awful lot. Religion crops into it for there. I've heard a few folk talk about that one, and they'll turn in and they'll say, aye, oh, he or she is really nice, but you've really got to stick with your own kind, because they will take you away from what you are, and this and that, and blah blah blah, and you'll meet somebody else, and don't you worry about it, you've got all the time in the world, not that. So that's quite a sore one to listen to that one. I don't believe in going for that one at all. But as I say, I've asked some people some questions on this, and like I've asked some people some questions on if the mother, for talking sake, right, with the son, because you always hear that mothers are very protective of their sons, right? I've seen it a million times, and I've asked a couple of guys, right, I know, and they said that if their mom did turn in and say, oh no, listen, she's not good for you, this and that, they would go with what their mom said. Now, I wouldn't slag them or slate them for that, I wouldn't criticise them or judge them in any way for them, I'd like to know why. What is the I like to go deep into that. Why is that situation there? Why would you pick that over that at that age? As I say, we're not talking, anybody who's joining us, we're not talking about controlling parents for kids like under 16 years of age. We're not talking about that. We're talking about controlling parents, 18, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, whatever for there. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about tonight for there. Now, I'm going to keep these all short, by the way, because I've decided, because I'm doing a lot of work now, and I think I'm spreading myself really thin. This is what I had a wee think about our Christmas as well. I'm spreading myself thin because I'm also on ADR Radio every Thursday, 8:30. And hope to be going live with them soon. So I'm doing pre-recording them now, but they're pushing for me to go live, which I really want to do, and they're guiding me into that. But it's so these mans they're not going to be our sessions now, so I'll keep it short. Some folk will be saying, "Thank God, man, get rid of him for there." Right, what else have we got written down here? Somebody else has written down here. Have you ever had a fallout with parents because of it? Have you ever fallen out with a parent because you've decided, no, I'm sticking to my guns? Now, I can only tell you about people that I've spoke to, who's had fights with their parents, Sarah, and it's lasted a long, long time. It's lasted a long time, and some of them, for what I hear, have never been recovered. It's never been recovered at all. But same again, definitely would never judge anybody on that. It's your views, and it's your life. It's definitely your life. So we've not got any comments coming in. Where's your comments? Come on. There must be mothers and fathers out there. Where's the mothers and fathers? Get in here and start writing something, by the way, and tell me what you think of the views you're hearing so far. Right, so we're only going to do about roughly 30 minutes tonight. I'm cutting this down. As I say, I'm doing too many hours. I'm spreading myself too thin. In fact, it was, I think it was my dad says, you're only doing 30 minutes, by the way, that's me being controlled. Okay, right, so let's jump on another one here. Where the parents write about the person. So have you ever been in a situation where you've went and turned around and said, no, and this and that, you're wrong, you're this and that, and then down the line, the parent has been right. The parent has been right. Have you ever did that? I've been in that situation. Where the parent's been right. The parent's turned around and says to me, and I've went like that, don't be daft, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And down the line, I found it out, and the parent was right. I'm not a big lover of your mom knows best, your dad knows best. I'm not a big lover of that. I don't, because remember, we all live in different eras. And things change all the time, blah, 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 for there, It's like I say to folk, if Freud was alive today, do you think he would survive? Don't think he would survive, actually, That's a psychological thing, if anybody wants to get into that kind of talk. So a situation is, have they been right? I've been in a situation where they have been right, but not at the time, but they have been right. And as I say, you should stand up. I believe that anybody, you want to run your own life, you should stand up. But then some people have got this idea in their head, it's sort of do with blood. Oh, but it's blood. You can't do this with blood because blood this and blood that, blood this and blood that. I'm not a believer in that at all. Run your own life. Right, hold on a minute. We've got Jai G for the shows here. I've got to ask Ross for a shot of my car. So he's in charge. Ross is the boss. Mate. Thanks for that as well, John Gilmer. John Gilmer actually put me right on ADR Radio when he told me it was the harpsichord on the Stranglers in Golden Brown. I thought it was electric piano, but he put me right. So I'm going to give a shout out the weekend, Thursday, for that one there, John. It's harpsichord. I was on ADR Radio and I gave some things out and John put me straight for there. So Ross is the boss there, by the way. Ross is the boss. Here's one for you, right? Let's just come off subject for a wee totty bit. What about the kids being in charge of the parents? Is the kids being in charge of the parents? How many people have been in a situation, this cropped up as well, right? How many people have been in a situation where your mom or your dad's single and they've met somebody and you dictate the terms and you turn around and say to them, no, and who's he and who's she and what's this and what's that, blah, blah, blah. Then he's done that. You might not want to come on and say that. You might think, no, I'm not discussing that with him. You want to send my private mail on it, we can certainly take it for there. I won't read your name out. I guarantee you that. Hold on a minute. We've got Peter Roger. Parents should only have control when you were kids. Correct, Peter. I just said that. I've repeated that to the very start, mate. The situation is under 16, say and do what they want. You've got to listen. It's law, simple as that. But nay, I've said buts, right? Maybe even up to the age of 18, maybe. But anything above that, no. Parents have only control when you're kids. Peter Roger, I agree with you 110%, mate. 110%. Definitely for there. So, as I was saying, with the parents right about with the parents right about the situation, and I'm saying that it happened to me. The situation was right, but do you know what? Typical Mersey. I tried to cover it up, and I was like, nah, don't be daft, this and that, blah blah blah. But they knew, and I was trying to hide it, and I knew that I was in a bad situation, and I was there, and that was it. Simple as that. I couldn't get out of it for there. Now, listen, I've got loads of parents on my Facebook. I know I've got loads of parents. Why are you not coming in? Come on, give us a wee thing, come in. Even criticise me. You can critique me, by the way. This is what I'm all about. I love doing this. You can tell me I'm wrong and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So another one as well, somebody was asking me, says to ask this one for here. Do you like being controlled by your parents? Now, remember, we're not talking about control out with here. We're not talking about control out with. We're talking about in the family, as in mother and father. Do you like being controlled? Does that date for you there? Is that a learned behaviour going back for the start that it's been embedded in you and you've just not got rid of it and it's stuck by you and that's it? For there, have you been mollycoddled all your life? Have you been under the wing all your life and you feel safe with that? Are you in that situation? I would never slag that situation, not at all. But I do believe it's good to go out in that big bad world and put your toe in it to see what it's all about, because your mother and father or the guardian, whoever it is, will never be there forever. Will definitely never be there forever. So we've still not got any parents coming in, although we've got John Gilmer, Ross the boss, his boy decides. And I do believe in Peter Rogers saying their parents should only have control when their kids, 100% for there. We've got a load of parents, but he's not coming in, and we've got no bad wee amount watching for here. So give me some of your views. We're only doing half an hour or so the night for there, everybody. So I'm cutting it right down, as I said there, because I'm doing EDR radio as well, and I think it's starting to shatter me a wee bit with my other work as well for there. Controlling parents. Now, let me bring this one in as well, right? This is one that cropped up. As actually a mate of mine, my mate of mine actually phoned me and blah, blah, blah. And he says, I see you're doing a controlling parents thing, man. I says, aye. And he says, talk about this one, because we spoke about this for a wee while on the phone. What if your stepdad or your stepmum controls you? What if your stepdad and your stepmum tries to control you even under the age of 16? How do you deal with that? Let's bring that one on board, even though I said I wasn't doing it. But that came into my head there, with that wee phone call. So do you respect the stepmum or do you respect the stepdad when they try and control and say, you're not going to, you get to your bed, or you're not getting any pocket money or this and that? And that's even under the age of 16. I don't know what happened to everybody. It just seemed to come out there. Sorry about that. A parent, a stepdad or a stepmum, how would you feel about that? No situation I've been in, so but I'd like to see if anybody here's want to give me a wee bit of gossip on that for there, and tell me that. But so, as I say, listen, we're only doing a wee short one on this tonight, and it was, some people says, go and write this down and say this and say that for there. But I thought I was going to get more feedback after he's for there on controlling parents. And there's quite a few of you watching here, and these must be parents, but he's not coming in and he's not telling me, right? He's not telling me. So my belief is, to round it off a bit for there, is my belief on the situation is, if you're, say, 18 and above, let's just say 18 and above for there, then the parents have no control over you whatsoever. They can advise you. They can give you advice, but is their advice based on when they were younger? And the world changes every single day, by the way. So is the advice that they gave you when they were, say, that age, maybe going back maybe roughly 30 years ago or whatever, does that still stand today? No. Most of it doesn't still stand today for there. So that's quite difficult. And at the end of the day, are they only being parents? Yes, they're on. Yes, they are. Do they care? Aye, of course they do. Of course they care. And they just want to make sure that you're safe and this and that. But in the process, when they're doing that, is they're controlling you. And it does get harder and harder. And as I say, I know some parents that pull out the gunsy, but you're in my house, it's my rules, this and that. You've got to go by my rules. And then that can add stress as well. Now, I hope I'm saying things here, by the way, that some people might go, this is actually, hold on a minute, actually. John Gilmer here again. I think it's hard for parents to get out of the habit of rearing a child, and all of a sudden they have to let go. Now, listen, people, I'm not a parent, right? I'm not a parent, right? So some situations I've got to just sit and listen, take it on board. But I have been a kid, and got parents, but I've got to take that. I've got to take that on board and listen to that for there. Or Peter Rogers says kids have to make their own mistakes, but you think they all got well, most of the house turned. Aye, yeah, that's it. That's definitely it. That's. Do you know? Let's jump into this. Let's add to this because do you know something? I was only going to stay the one bit, but going to put more to it. This is another thing that cropped up the other day that I really didn't believe in at all. And it was a certain mate, somebody mate from Glasgow, right? Blah blah blah. And he's a bad boy. He is a bad boy, right? And I know a couple of folk that know him, this and that, and word get back to me, and they were saying, it's a disgrace. His parents, they should have brought him up better and this and that. See, his parents, his mother and father, great people, man, loving, caring, had these holidays, this and that, blah, 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 I know that for a fact. So can you blame a parent for that? We're sort of off track a wee talky bit here. Can you blame a parent for that? Because I know people who have came from very, very bad and very rough upbringings, and then in the future with them, they've done very, very well. They've done great, So you've got to give their parents credit there, and you can't just doesn't work one way for there. I know we're sort of off track a wee bit with that. Let me jump in again here with John. They don't think they're controlling parents, but when you look back and realise that they were, aye, how many of them turn around and say to you, John, that aye, okay, this and that, I was blah, 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 this and that, but most of them will put in it, for there, it's like, but I was only to protect you. Now, some folk probably watching this and saying, I think there's elements of he's talking a lot of rubbish. Please come on and tell me that. I'm not out to debate with you. I'm out to just do my live streams, and I love doing these wee videos, and I only do stuff that people want me to do. It's not me sits and thinks it out. It's things that get said, and I just put it on the board and say we're going to talk about it for you. Because remember, I'm not a parent. I know that. I know I'm not a parent. I don't know what it's like to say guten by nappies and things like that. I don't know that. I've not got a clue. I've not got a clue. I don't know what it's like when a kid goes to school and they come back and they're getting bullied or this or that or different stuff. I don't know what it's like, when kids want mobiles and iPads for Christmas and they've not got the money. I don't know what that's like, right? And as I say, I'm not going to have track get a wee bit, but just putting you the picture that I understand that, by the way, I do. And I'm not on here backing up the other ones for there. I just think it's a whole situation we're talking about is the controlling parents. Should you let them control you at a later age, this and that? And I say absolutely no. Absolutely not. And here's another one. Now, as I say, this still branches out for there a wee bit, right? Still branches out. Do you think you should confide in your parents about your affairs and what you do? Like boyfriend, girlfriend, financial things like that. Do you think you should bring your even if your parents never ask, and say your parents decide, no, I'm just let him or her do what they want to do. But do you believe in talking to your mom and dad about things like that, or your guardian, whoever it is, your mom, your dad, could be stepmom, stepdad, whatever your guardians for you? Do you believe in bringing them in and confining them on situations you're in? Have you been in a situation like that? I know you have plenty of people have, but as I say, it's always difficult for folk to come in and write a wee something down. I know that. I do know that, but that's off track a wee talky bit for there because. As much as I'm saying controlling parents, right? And it's like you might think, oh, he's jumping into that one word for there. No, but I'm branching out because there can be good things, there can be bad things for there. And a couple of these comments actually states it together with Peter and John there. It brings it to the surface and what it really means. So, sharing things. 2 seconds here. We've got Peter again. I have an 18-year-old. I was while growing up, and my son turned out amazing. Kids will go their own way. I said that there, Peter. It's weird, isn't it? But the amount of people that if the child is the adult is crazy or whatever, they'll turn around and they'll blame the parents. But then this is where it goes back to the controlling parents when they're jumped onto that person and say the age of 25, 26, and they're saying about drugs or drink or a bad boyfriend or a bad girlfriend, and and they're trying to help them with that. Are they controlling, or are they being loving, or are they being caring? But it's amazing because this day and age, most people think negative anyway, and they'll just jump on and say controlling, So when you jump into a situation and talk about controlling parents, I mean, it's like controlling. The first thing you think is obviously being controlled, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But there's good and there's bad. So controlling parents can also be good as well, right? It's like if we said at the very start there, we're not talking about underage, this and that, unless it's like a stepmom or a stepdad and you're the age of, say, 15, would you let them dictate things to you and your life there? I'd like to hear people's views on that. If you want to send me a private mail on that later on, I wouldn't read it out and this and that, and I would delete the message. Interested to see what you would say on that video. And then we're talking there, as Peter was saying there, it's grown up quite rough and this and that, but his boy grows up to be absolutely brilliant, blah blah blah, and this and that. It's like these parents don't get the credit. Some of these parents don't get the credit, And as I say, we're still in the word of controlling here, by the way, right? As my mate says to me, he calls me a Quentin Tarantino counsellor because you go for the middle, end, start, end, middle, start, end, middle, start, just like his films. Who we got here? Big Tommy Hands. All right, Tommy boy, how's you, mate? Hope everything's good. Did you get your Biffy Clyro? Did you hear your Biffy Clyro, mate, on Thursday? Unknown Mail. I put that one on for you for there. This is me touting the ADR online radio show every Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30. The next 2 weeks is about music I grew up with. So if any of you want to sort of come in and give us a wee tune or send me a wee tune, I'll play it for you and I'll give you a wee shout out for there. So, as I say, Tommy has just arrived there. I think he's just arrived there. We're talking about controlling parents, but could be controlling for the good or controlling for the bad. If they're controlling, and as I say, let me jump back on this. As I say, some people just say, go and write this down for there. Do you let them have the say in affairs of your life? I want to go back to that. Now, it can be a good way. It's Tommy boy. Sorry, mate, I missed it, but 100%, mate. 100%, mate. Definitely. Getting your thought there. Big thought, actually. Big thought. But what was I saying there? Sorry. Do you let them have their say in your affairs in life? Now, as I say, let's go back to that one a wee bit there. You letting the parents have a say. Do you think your parents are, like, as I say, use the word controlling. Some people have to be controlled, and some don't need to be controlled. What do you think? I actually thought I was going to get more comments happy, by the way, because I know there's 100 parents on my Facebook, and I was expecting somebody to come in and say, no, I think you're wrong about that one. Then I would say, that's great. Tell me how I was wrong and let me learn, I'm here to learn, by the way. I'm here to learn. Remember, as I always say to people, come to me, as much as you learn from me, I learn for you. So, as I say, do you let them have their say? When it comes to some young ones, let's say for talking sake, young ones have got a difficult thing going on in their life. At the age of, say, we'll keep focused on the age of 25, 26. Let's talk about that for there. And the mother and father can help in that situation, and they can say, look, we can take control of this situation. Are they being controlling, or are they doing it for the good? Depends how you look at it. Because if you can't handle it and they can take control of it, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's how you should be taking that one on board. Do you agree or disagree? You actually should be agreeing with that for there. Now, always remember, it's always good to get constructive criticism. If somebody turns around and says to you, do you know what? You're fully at this and that, and you'd amount to nothing. Here, let me deal with that. Tell me stick it. Tell me stick it. Simple as that. Don't fall for that one. Don't fall for that one. You want constructive criticism in your life, not criticism. Simple as that. And this is the one I want to go back to again as well for there. Does it cause you stress from being controlled? Does it cause you stress? Definitely. Tommy again here. My dad was controlling, but it made me the guy I am today. Respect, loyalty, friendship. Definitely for the good of me. So what we're saying there, Tommy, is we're mostly talking about controlling maybe over the age of 18. So do you feel as though, Tommy, that even at an older age, he was still controlling you, but was he controlling you for the good, or did you think it was for the bad? You see, when you start to really get into the conversation and you start to really dissect it, control means good and control means bad. That's it. It just more and more creeps in for there. Now, listen, by the way, let's take a wee disclaimer here. See if you're sitting watching this right now saying, he's folly it, by the way, and this and that. What are you watching me for, man? Go and make a cup of tea and watch Tyson Fury or something. It's only people I want to be interested in watch my stuff, so bowl your rocket. That's controlling, isn't it? That's controlling. So let's pick another one that I want to go back to here for there, because we've got a couple of new folk coming in for here. As I say, this one here, as I say, do you like being controlled? Do you like being controlled that they're taking over to help you? Or do you like being controlled? The fact is well, I've had this all my life. I've had this all my life. It depends. Get Tommy here again. Controlling for me, controlling me for the hood. I was 29 when my dad passed. I'm now 43. My wee mum controls me. She's a tough wee Celtic woman, isn't she, man? She's a tough wee Celtic woman. Definitely. Definitely. Mama hands. But aye. But as I say, Tommy, what we're talking about, control, good. I know, good. I know we're talking about control. Controlling good and controlling bad. We could have this conversation all day, by the way. We could. And we've got no bad wee following here, people that's watching this. I'm quite happy with that. And I was only going to do 30 minutes here, and we're into 32 minutes here. But I really, really wanted my parents to come in. Where's the parents? Come on. Where's the parents? Where are yous? Come on. Where are yous? Come on board and give me wee examples for there. And let me go a bit further on this for there. Just give me a wee example. That's all I'm looking for. Let me jump into something else there, because as I say, new folk came on board here. Have you ever had a fallout with parents because of the control? Have you ever had a fallout with it for there? Let's go back to that one for there. I know plenty of people, it says it's because of control situation. No, but here's one. Here's one for you. Right, this boom came into my head. This is a friend of mine's for going back, God, maybe 15 years ago. And he was in a situation, really bad situation financially. And his mother and father actually went and bought him out this financial situation without him knowing. Right. So what happened is he had a debt thing going on, and they paid for the debt. So, and now, instead of him being grateful for that, I think he was grateful, actually, right? He was. But because how the mother and father done it, because as he says to me, the mother and father says that if they'd have approached him, he'd have says, no way this, no way that. And what happened is the mother and father went behind his back and paid his debt after him. And you know, he never spoke to his mom and dad for about 5 years because of that. What do you think in that situation? What do you think in that situation? Right, we've got Dale Gower. As you say, it can be good to be controlled because means they can keep you on the straight and narrow so you don't go down the wrong roads. Right, Dale. I just said this earlier on there, Dale, right? So the situation is, we're talking about earlier on there about when a parent says to you, believe me, I know the score, and say the parent's 55 years of age and you're 25, right? 25 years ago, when they were that age, my sums rang there, 30 years ago, when they were that age, different world. So did they have the right to say, and because, you know, it's different eras, the world has changed so much. So when they get there, can they say that? I think it's like, if I had a kid, I think what I'd be saying is look, Ken, son, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I'd be saying, look, you know, obviously it's a different world out there, this and that, but it's just a wee bit of advice on whatever. But I would certainly not control them into a situation or tell them who they should and shouldn't be with regarding race, religion, culture, whatever. I wouldn't. I know for a fact I wouldn't do that. I know for a fact. I would want to see them happy. But it would hurt me if I saw, say, I had a daughter and she was with the wrong one. That would destroy me, by the way. And what if she was super in love with him? You know, me constantly telling her, is that controlling? It is. You're still controlling. You're still controlling them, even though something's gone wrong, even though they're in a wrong situation. But she loves him, this and that, blah blah blah. So you get in there and trying to bite at this and that. Now you could probably put in the comments, no, you're wrong there. No, that's still controlling, because as I say to some folk, you know, they've got to find out for themselves. They have got to find out for themselves. Right, we'll get JG back on here again for Shaw's Tongs in Glasgow. When they are parting in or out the house, I ask them what they are doing and what their friends might be taking, because if something goes wrong and they have someone to turn to, because if they're going to do something they can't stop them. Peer pressure's big, isn't it? Even as an adult, peer pressure's big, because they're going to do something, stop them, peer pressure. But then it puts the parent back in charge for a while, not to control, but to look after them. When any of my kids have friends and they're all my kids, can't help worry. No, that's a very valid point, because at the end of the day, John, it's your house, it's your rules. And I said that at the start. There you go, be my house, my rules. You'll say this and that. That's a very good point. That's a very, very good point. You just want to protect. You want to know that everything's all right. And peer pressure. How many? I'm not even going to say young ones. Do you want to use the word young ones? How many, young adults or adults, blah, 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 that bow to peer pressure, I know people, by the way, who had a clean life with this and that, and they took one line and it's went haywire. And the rest of their life has been upside down with it. That was peer pressure. And I know a situation like that where the parents had advised them on it, and the person, we'll just call it a person, had kept saying, listen, I don't do that. Stop getting to me. You're nagging at me, and this and that. But in that situation, the parent was 100% correct. 100%, because then the person went down the road of cocaine and it became a very bad habit. Very, very bad habit for there. So, John, you're right. You're just this. There's nothing wrong with being concerned. You're just being concerned on what the situation is. That's all. You're just being concerned. So listen, I'm not going to stay on here too longer. But I'll be on every second week, because every week I feel like it was just non-stop for me a wee bit for there. I'll still be doing the odd wee live video to, promote different things, and we're going to be doing a lot of green screen video work, things like that. You'll see what I mean by that. Blah, blah, blah. And anybody that's want me to do any future stuff, you just send me a wee private mail and say, go and talk about this or talk about that. Anybody wants to discuss this the night what we've been talking about, please send me a private mail. Hold on now, we've got Mark McCurdy here. Teach your kids self-respect and respect their elders in these days of online, because everything nowadays, there must be a switch off point. Get off the phone, tablet, etc. Them into active sports. Easy to say. That's a pure topic, Mark, for an hour. That's a pure topic. I'm going to keep that up there again, actually. I'm going to keep that up there. How do you tell young ones, young adults these days to stay off the phone? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like with my phone as well. But don't be wrong, it's business. 90% is business, but, and I'm going to keep that saying up there. It's true. It's how do you get them into, any sports, dancing, activities, whatever, because, the internet rules, doesn't it? The internet rules. And when you've got a parent who's nagging at, well, I don't want to say young ones for there, because the whole point of the story is we're talking about 25-year-olds, 18 and above, this and that. But even at that, you need to get your bed, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, blah, blah, blah. How does it feel when you see them just sitting there and I'm going to use this word, as if they're just rotting away? As if they're just rotting away and there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. And they're just sitting there like that, looking at this wee phone, and and it's like 90% of everything on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and everything, it's all lies. It's all lies. But people take it on board. That's learned behaviour. Simple as that. So that was a good one there, Mark. Definitely. That was a good one. So we're nearly 40 minutes. I was going to do 30 minutes for there. So it's good to start to get a wee bit going there. So see anybody wanting to discuss this further, send me a wee private mail and stuff. I can get back to you on it there, no problem at all. I never mention anybody's names, but we're only going to be coming on every 2 weeks now for there, because I'm also doing ADR radio. 2 seconds for here now. Where are we? There we go. ADR radio, which is online, and it's actually on the new. It's a lot of house stuff, things like that. Absolutely brilliant. I'm on every Thursday at 8:30 till 9:30. That's when I'm on for there. I've just lost my banner. and I'm on then, and it's the next couple of weeks, but we're doing music that meant something to me and things like that for there, you know. As I said, I was talking about one last week here when I played a record non-stop, and then my mom would probably say to me, you know, he's got to get me to turn that record off, you know, because I had, as a time with the arm, you turn the arm back and the record would constantly play. Is that controlling? No, it was just annoying for them. For me to listen to the same tune. Didn't have any earphones, none at all. And I think back then the earphones had like big, massive coils coming for them, you know. One move and your neck was broke. Simple as that. So, listen, everybody. I want to thank you again for tuning in. It was my first show of the year for there. I think we've got a good wee following there. It's been quite good in the past 40 minutes. I want to thank everybody for coming on board and giving us your views. Could have been Mary, by the way. You know that, because most of these on my Facebook are all parents. These are all parents. And we'll come up with some different topics again, and we'll let you know what happened in advance for there. Please tune into my radio show every Thursday, ADR, and it's online as soon as you get in, and it's got a live chat room and everything, so you can chat with me, because I listen to it and I watch it, and I can still talk to you through that. If you get into the new ADR radio, you'll hear them playing all the house and techno and stuff like that. It's a cracking show. It's a cracking room, seriously. Absolutely brilliant. So everybody, I want to thank you again. Hold on the note. John's saying here, I was born with the plastic spoon in my gob. That's the Who, Roger Daltrey, am I right? I was born with a plastic spoon in my gob. That's a brilliant tune. What was the name of that one again, John? Substitute. That's it. Substitute. So, listen, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I always appreciate when you tune in for there. And as I say, anybody that's on it and slagging it, I don't know why you are watching me, seriously. And you might have a word with yourself. Seriously, go and have a word with yourself, you know, because there must be a lot of things going on in your life if you're upset because I'm on trying to promote who I do and what I do and stuff like that for there. Be good to yourselves. Do not listen to negative people. Do not listen to people's rubbish comments. Wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be great. Don't watch the news. Don't read newspapers. Don't take on board that sheep go in circles and cows go in circles, that it's going to be the end of the world in 2 or 3 days. Just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy life. And honest to God, you will be so much happier. I promise you. Love you bits. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Still see you in between then by a few more videos. And please tune in every Thursday, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. for Stephen Mayer. Sometimes it's a wee bit late into it for my Cause and Effect show. And it's 2 weeks of some really good music, by the way, video. Bye-bye.